Hello and welcome to this video. And on this video, I'm going to be trying to find out what makes this song great. And what's this song? It's Birds of Fire. I've nicked this idea from Rick Beato, but as he's never looked at any of the tunes I want to find out why they're so great, I thought I'd try and do it myself. And what I found out is much harder than I thought. So Birds of Fire is the opening track off the album Birds of Fire. It was the first tune by the Mahavishnu Orchestra I ever heard, and it changed my life when I heard it. It uses quite complex time signatures in there, and the time signatures interlock in a really strange way. The harmony is still quite strange and deep, and it uses a lot of sort of altered chords inside there, but it also harkens back to the blues. What I'm going to be doing on this video is I'm going to try and assemble the main riff off Birds of Fire, try and explain what's going on, and then we will take some solos over the top, and then I will try and explain why the track means so much to me. So sit back. This is the first of my educational videos on this channel, and I'm not going to try and be the big I am. I have struggled trying to pull this track together. It's really hard to play, and you're going to see a little bit of incompetence as well, and I'm going to try and show that because this stuff is difficult. Anyway, shall we get on with the show? So what makes Birds of Fire so great? Music is made up most of the time structurally in terms of rhythm and harmony. Those are the two structures. You can see harmony as being the vertical aspect of the music and rhythm and time as being the horizontal aspects of the music. So when we want to understand a piece of music, we try and find the basic structure within those parameters. Now this tune is, well, I would call it 9/8. Now let's not get bogged down with 9/8 or 9/4 or even 9/16. The fact is every bar has got 9 counts long, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? And ostensibly, it's best to think of it in compound time. So we're now going to break these times up, these numbers up into 3, like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1. Right, so that's how we're thinking of the 9/8. That's the most simplest way of thinking of this tune. All right, that's where we're going to start rhythmically. So this is exactly the same time signature as Morning Has Broken by Cat Stevens. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, ba. So anyone who's watching this will go, well, that's not too bad. I thought this is the Mahavishnu Orchestra, but 9/8 doesn't seem so bad, right? Now, Billy Cobham is playing that rhythm, the basic rhythm. He is playing with double bass drums, and he's playing within that 9/8. So the next thing I'm going to do is play that for you on my drum. So what Billy's doing is he's playing that 9/8 basically on the ride cymbal, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. His snare drum is playing, if we think of it in compound time of 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, he is playing his snare drum on the 1, not on the 1, sorry. Billy's playing his snare drum on the 2 and the 3. So if we think 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now he's playing double bass drums, and he's playing the double bass drums at double the speed of the count. So rather than 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, he's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 3. It's a lot easier to play. Well, it's not a lot easier to play than the count. So now we've got this going on. few extra touches, but basically that's what the drum beat is. He's played a few grace notes. The best way to think of that is he's like going 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you get. But what is interesting is he's catching a cymbal just before the bar comes around. And it's that little touch that disorientates you. Now, I have only got my hi-hats because I've only got 2 cymbals on this kit. So I will catch the hi-hats on that beat. I am now going to record it down onto my studio. I prepared some sort of demo so I can play along to it, and then we're going to start to build the rest of the track up on top of that. So now let's look at the harmonic structure of this tune. The first chord on the guitar is this. Now, I'm not going to name it yet, let's just build it up from the basics. So, we're playing an A flat. Right, we're adding in this note here, which is a G flat. And that is the flat 7 of A flat. And then we're playing this note, which is a C. So we're playing an A flat, a G flat, and a C. We're playing a first, a flat 7, and a major 3rd. This is very simply a dominant chord, A flat 7, without a 5th. Dominant chord. Very simple, and that's where the blues is coming in. But then John McLaughlin is letting ring these open strings, this one and this one. So that's obviously the note B and then E. Okay, so when we add that here, that B is a flat 3rd. So what he's done in effect by adding that B, he's now added a flattened 3rd or a sharp 9 to his dominant chord. Now this, most rock musicians know as the Hendrix chord. That is the Hendrix chord. Same sound. Have you got that? Right. And then he's adding this note. Now this note is a flat 6. So if we take the major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flatten the 6. So what we're getting in effect here, and this is a chord sound that John McLaughlin loves. It's a minor chord with a flattened 6. Very John McLaughlin there. All right. And then if you combine the major 3rd in there, like that, we now have a dominant chord with a flat 6. Very jazz, very altered, very strange. If you add all of these together, now you have this. You can't play that A, you have to keep out of the way of that. And that is the first chord, which I would call an A flat 7, sharp 9, add flat 13 perhaps, or flat 6. Okay? And then what he does is he slides up that chord up a tone, 2 frets to here. So now we have a B flat 7, and we're we're adding, well, let's back up again. So we've got a B flat, we've got an A flat, there's a 7, flat 7, and then we've got a D. So that's like a dominant chord. So there's A flat 7, B flat 7. Now what notes is he adding in? What does this make this chord? So this is, that there adds a flat 9, giving it a Phrygian sound, and this one is a flat 5. So now we have a dominant 7, flat 9, flat 5. So that's a straight altered chord, which is a very, it's a very jazzy chord. You might hear it played like this. Here, there. That's coming from there, and that sounds like this. So I'll play it in that key. So if we think of like, hear that chord in the middle, that's what that chord is, altered dominant chord. Now, this is the tricky bit, and this is why this track is slightly slower than it should be, because I thought I could play the guitar pattern, but playing it up to the speed that's on the track was too hard for me. But I'm going to break down how he's playing it. Now, remember, we're in 9, and he is picking this, he's arpeggiating this at double that speed. So rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, matching the bass drums, right? So this is now, if you think about it, if it was 9, 8, if we double that, it's 18, 16. So he's playing 18 notes in the bar, but he's chopping it up in a really interesting way. He's chopping it up into 3 5s and a 3 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. That's 3 5s takes up to 15. We need to get to 18, so he needs 3 more notes. And he plays this little lick here. Bam, bam, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see that? Right, and that locks onto that E note. So we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the drums are in 9 and they're playing very straight, but our guitar is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's pushing and pulling. Now this is what I call rhythmical harmony, and it's a device John McLaughlin uses in the Mahavishnu Orchestra a lot, to have the rhythm section played at sort of a quarter note or eighth note, and then something against that in a timing which is stressing, and it creates this internal cohesion but also this unbalanced sound. Now, the way John McLaughlin is picking it, right, and remember he's picking it, I just could not pick this. If I was to pick it, I would have to use some sort of economy picking. Of course, John McLaughlin is alternate picking. How he can do this, I just do not have a clue. This is the genius of the man. So he's playing that note, then the flat 7, and then he misses that string out, does that note, so like this. You got that? Now I have to finger pick that like this. And that's really hard for me to finger pick. I told you I'd leave all the incompetence in, right? So that's why I had to slow it down. I just physically could not play that at the speed. He's playing it sort of, where would it be? It's just too fast for me to play. When you watch the videos, he's walking around smiling. This is what makes this song great, right? Now, if you arpeggiate it like that, you hear the notes are now ascending. Even though we're jumping across the strings, the notes are ascending. And we get this clash, a semitone clash. We get that inside that chord. And we also get the clash here. Right, and that is creating this like tension inside that clash. That minor second tension, which is on the first chord, is harmonically what is going on between the major third and the flat third. So we now have this sort of major third, minor third clash. Now, we know that sound because if we were playing a blues, let's say I'm playing a blues musician, that's a major chord, A major, would put a flat third in. That's a flat third. Now that third there, that flat third there, creates, it's actually not in tune, but we know that sound as being the blues. So when you hit that note, it wants to actually resolve to here. Oh, lovely major, blues, right? So when you hit that note, blues musicians will tend to bend that to try to get to here. And there's all these notes in between. Right, there's all these notes here, and that's where the blues is coming from. And when you come to take your solo, what's incredible about this is with all this stuff going on, you can play over this E minor pentatonic. You can play E minor pentatonic all over this. We'll move over to them and we'll have a look at the soloing properly in a minute with an electric guitar. Or you can play the scale that I could hear going with this, and I'm not too sure why this is. So I've got a vague idea. This is an altered dominant chord here, right? So in jazz, you would play what is called the altered scale, and what that is the seventh mode of the melodic minor. Now, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, then it won't make any difference me explaining that now. And if some of you want to know what's going on here, I can explain it. But this is one of the advanced things. This tune really is in A flat altered. Right, so when I take my solo, I'm going to try and go somewhere between the blues of the rock pentatonic, and I'm also going to go use some of the notes from that melodic minor. The altered scale contains flat thirds and major thirds. It contains the sort of altered notes, the flat fives and the sharp fives. It's all contained in that mode of the melodic minor. So the melodic minor, basically, you want to start exploring it, is the major scale with a flattened third. Right, so in A, and a flattened third. And we are playing the seventh mode, which actually exists on A flat. So we're playing A melodic minor. So if you know A melodic minor, you can also play that over Birds of Fire, right? Now, let's go to play some solos. I'm going to attempt to do a guitar solo on this, and I'm even going to attempt to do a keyboard solo over this, and we're going to get into some cheaty methods. Okay, so I've got the parts, the basic parts to the main riff. I've played them in, some of them I've programmed in. So I'm going to play the click so we can get the timing, and then just play the guitar part. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Jan Hammer on electric piano is doubling that. And so we get this sound. I'll play it on its own so you can hear it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's also got that 5, 5, 5 and 3 division over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Right, and you can hear how that interacts with the click, which is in 9. Now, one of the genius things about this track is the bass line. Let's play the bass line in isolation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, what's interesting here is if I take this riff, okay, let's just take this riff and put it into a bar of 4/4. So if we just take the first bar and just take an eighth note off, so we're now in 8/8 or 4/4, we can hear what this bass line sounds like in 4/4. That's a rhythm and blues soul bass line, almost like a boogaloo. John McLaughlin served his time in lots of different rhythm and blues bands, playing the James Brown stuff and the Motown soul, and also Ray Charles. And that is a funky boogaloo bass line. So when it comes in, you feel that, and then it gets to the thing, and then it goes up, and it's all a bit like this. But this is actually providing a little bit of funk. Let's have a listen to that bass line with just the drums. The drum part you saw me record is in. I recorded it down. So that's the actual drum part. Warts and all. I haven't changed anything about it whatsoever. So with the bass line with the drums. So let's have a look at soloing over this. So the easy way of soloing it is by using E minor rock pentatonic. Right? If you don't know what that is, I don't know what to say really. So E minor rock pentatonic. Let's play it up on this fret here. Right, now some people get sniffy about pentatonic scales. If you want to learn to solo, master the pentatonic scale, and I will do a video on how to approach the pentatonic scale. You can't just practice it and go up and down and then think you know it. There's a whole bunch of stuff you need to learn. And once you can play in the pentatonic scale, which means you can phrase, and I'm going to do a separate video on phrasing, when you start to play more weirder scales, it will give you a much easier way in. Right, now the scale I said that we could use was A flat altered or A melodic minor, and that sounds like this. I've got my guitar loud up here. I've got this thick distortion. I mean, this is a Strat, well, it's a Squire, but I've got it on real thick and meaty, like John McLaughlin. So I'm going to take a solo now. I'm going to record it down. I'm going to try and get through about half of this track, and then I'm going to do a keyboard solo. Sorry about that. Right, you're going to get to see the first take, because one of the things I want to do on these videos is people do these educational stuff. Sorry, they do this educational stuff and they try and get it all perfect, and people see these perfect takes, perfect playing, and music's not like that. If I was recording this properly, I would be struggling in the studio trying to get a take, but what I want you to see is the first takes, warts and all. I can't even say the bloody words. Right, so I'm going to start with E pentatonic. It didn't record. Shall we try it again? And I did all right then as well. I thought, this is going well. Right, let's try it again, shall we? Bloody buggers. I bet you couldn't hear it either because I got it really quiet. Right, oh, leave it all in, Andy. Leave it all in. They need to see it. Be better this time. Oh God, I got it in loop as well. How many things could go wrong? What's happening here is, for those of you who want to know what's going so wrong, is I'm trying to produce myself. I'm trying to think of my guitar solo, think about what I'm going to play. I'm also trying to think if all the buttons are pressed right and I've got the gain right and all that type of stuff. And this is probably the biggest lesson. This is why we have music producers, so that the artist can concentrate on being an artist and the producer can concentrate on the knobs. And by that, I don't mean the other people in the band. If you're thinking, why has he done this properly as well? This is actually what my recording process is like. It's just masses of frustration. Oh, it's probably out of tune now, isn't it? So let's now add a little Jan Hammer type keyboard solo at the end. I played such a long guitar solo, I've only left myself with that little space there to do a keyboard solo, but we will throw one in. So I've prepared this sound. Jan Hammer sound, it's monophonic, right? Because that's the Moog he would play. It hasn't got that much delay on it, but I like it because I'm not very good and it'll cover up some of the mistakes, perhaps, right? Also, I'm not very good at playing the keyboards in E minor if I'm soloing, but I'm quite good in C minor, so I've transposed that to an E. So C is now an E. You can do stuff like that on a keyboard. It is cheating, but let's see what happens. You'll see that I need it in a minute. So let's go for the end of my guitar solo and drop this keyboard solo. So I eventually got a guitar take done, so my track's done now. I'm going to finish up by showing you what I've done with the actual recording and all that bits, so you can hear my guitar solo and all the parts. It's all going to come together, the climax of my video. But once I got it finished, I still was frustrated. I've tried to document how frustrated it can be trying to make music. And I needed a memory stick, and so I went up to the big shop down the road, the Co-op. No memory stick. So I went around to the petrol station, no memory stick. So then I went down to Spa, no memory stick. So I have, in fact, just had to drive into town and get a memory stick, which I've now got, so I can transfer the files, get them home and start the process of editing it all together. And that's got on my nerves. It's raining outside. But anyway, of course, all this stuff does not answer the question, why is this song so great? I'm now going to try and answer this now whilst I try and open this memory stick so I can get the job done. So when I was about 14, I think, I read about John McLaughlin, and I wanted to get the album Birds of Fire. And I couldn't find it. I've told this story so many times on the channel. And eventually my mum got a copy, and I remember coming home from school and she put it on the mantelpiece, and I put it on, and this track Birds of Fire came on. Now I was having a difficult time at that point, and bloody hell, I've got no scissors here, have I? How the hell to get into this? And oh, there we go. Bloody hell. Oh, this bloody works. Right. Oh, when I'm recording music, I do it in a state of immense frustration. I want everything done as quickly as I possibly can. And this comes out, I think, of a personality trait I've got, which is probably related to some sort of ADHD. When I'm focused on something, I'm focused, and when I'm not, I'm not. And these silly, like, normal life things really get on my nerves. And I'm in a right mood because I've been driving around for half an hour trying to find a memory stick. Now I've got to sit down and tell you all, like, airy-fairy and nice what this means to me. But the truth is, when I was 15 years old, I had terrible anxiety, I had anger issues, I was frustrated, I didn't know how to express myself, and all this angst, you know, I felt that there must be some sort of way out of this. I felt that there must be some sort of perhaps a spiritual path or a philosophical path, and that took me on a sort of world of exploration, you see. And I'm looking all over the place. I read about this band, the FIRE-MAHAVISHNU Orchestra, and there was something, even before I heard them, there was something about the name, Birds of Fire, and the way it was described, and I just had this sort of feeling. So I was like, I tried to find this album. I was looking for the album before I'd ever heard it. And the thing that's insane is when I put that album on, it was what I was looking for. And when this track started up, it was like, and John McLaughlin came in with that guitar solo. It was at once uplifting and spiritual and aiming to try and escape, you know, the torment and terror of this world. But at the same time, it was riddled with angst. It was riddled with like this sort of inner turmoil. And those things are in sort of a perfect balance. It was spinning out of control, and yet it was still restrained. And what I heard on that was so powerful to me, so powerful that it motivated me. So all the stuff I've been telling you about, I'm not the sort of person who studied this. I'm not a big theory guy. I'm just a drummer and a guitar player. But the reason I learnt this stuff is because I love this tune. And I wanted to know what the hell was going on. I wanted to see if I could unlock the secret of it. But when you know all this stuff, it doesn't unlock the secret of it. The secret is in the music, and that's something else. And with this track, it's like at once machine-like and like a Swiss rock with all these rhythms happening over the top. But at the same time, the harmony is like this dominant harmony, which is completely unresolved. We've got all these clashing notes that aren't part of that. And you feel that when John McLaughlin is playing, he takes the blues and he channels the angst of the blues, the turmoil, the torment of the blues. And this is coming straight from Jimi Hendrix, but John McLaughlin's got all that harmonic knowledge. And yet he goes straight down the line with the rock pentatonic. And in his bends, within this context, the bends take on another aspect of it. And then when Jan Hammer comes in, he just flies. He flies like a bird of fire. Jan Hammer is a bird of fire. And all that stuff is what made this such a great track to me. And what you've seen today is me having fun with this tune that it's been with me for 40 years. And after 40 years, I still can't play the guitar part properly. But we've got something out of it. And what you've had today is, it's me. It's my approach. And this thing that I want to bring to YouTube, which is trying to show you all the warts and all, get into the actual reality of making music and the creativity. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you could see that even though I didn't do a million takes and I hit a few wrong notes and all that type of stuff and things went wrong and I got frustrated, I powered my way through it. And that's in the music. I'm not interested in making stuff that's perfect. I'm not interested in having something that's got no visceral energy in there. I want to capture something in the moment. I'm not interested in this aesthetic that goes through all of music at the moment and YouTube videos. I'm not interested, right? I'm interested in capturing as much the power of the music, but also the bloody frustration of having to deal with this where they make it almost impenetrable unless you've got some sort of bloody blowtorch or a pair of scissors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's first of its kind. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this now in this studio. And if you want to support me here in this studio, there is a link down below to the Jellyman Heritage Arts Charity. And if you could put some money in there as well, that would really help. I've also got a PayPal tip jar down below, and I've got my Patreon. And this track in audio form will be at my Patreon, so they can download it if you want to go over there. And that'll be free. So if you want to pop over there, become a free member, you could download my version of Birds of Fire, which doesn't have the B section in it. But that doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, Do you want to hear this track and you want to see me doing it? You want to see it all come together and see the joy as all this frustration and angst and bloody problems that we've had to overcome finally come together in a piece of music. So ladies and gentlemen, here is my version of Birds of Fire by the Mahavishnu Orchestra.